The story begins in 2010. We are introduced to Nam Ki-jun and his brother. Nam Ki-jun had brought his brother to the city to get a job at Lee Geum's company. But when they arrived, Lee Geum and his company were attacked by their rival group, the Bong-sun group. Several members of the Lee Geum group had already been killed. Nam Ki-jun himself steps out, enters the fray, and kills several Bong-sun men in just a few seconds. The scene cuts to the present, and we see the Lee Geum group manager kidnapped and killed shortly after. As the issue comes to light, Lee Geum confronts his enemy, Bong-san, and tells him, "I know you have nothing to do with this murder, but the problem is that your son, Junmo, orchestrated the murder." Bong-san tells Lee Geum, "I don't want to get involved in all this fighting, you handle this matter your way. In return, I'll clear your real estate case for you." Lee Geum doesn't mind the deal either, and he assigns his special man, Nam Ji-seok, to handle it. He goes straight to the assassins, the most dangerous men in Korea, whom Junmo had hired to carry out his work. Nam Ji-seok threatens them, saying, "You only have 2 days. Leave Korea in 2 days. Otherwise, you'll face your own consequences. And remember, Junmo mustn't know about this." While this discussion is going on, Junmo himself arrives and says, "Hey, talk to me. Don't you have the courage?" Nam Ji-seok turns to him and says, "Have some shame. Both companies have suffered the consequences of your actions before." This angers Junmo. When he moves to attack Nam Ji-seok, Nam Ji-seok knocks him out with a single punch and walks away. From behind, Junmo continued to threaten, "You'll see, you'll die at my hands too." The scene cut to Nam Ji-seok returning to his village. His brother, Nam Ki-jun, was shocked to see him. They were seeing each other after 6 years and were overjoyed. Nam Ji-seok discussed with his brother that his boss, Lee Geum, was forcing him to take over his business. He was confused about what to do. Nam Ki-jun, too, wasn't feeling well about it. He didn't say anything and advised Seok to follow his heart. Nam Ji-seok then returned home and began to sense something was amiss in the parking lot. While he was feeding his cat, he saw people hiding behind cars coming out. A masked man suddenly attacked Seok, whom Seok had already sensed. He realized that a large number of people had come to kill him. He fought them one by one, his fighting skills unmatched. He stooped down and slammed those who attacked him from behind. Seok knocked down the one who came to attack him with a knife and tried to stab him with his own knife. But then Seok lost his nerve and stood up. He was receiving a call from his brother, who was terrified. Before Seok could even answer the call, the boy whose life Seok had spared came up from behind and stabbed him in the heart. Here, Seok died. The scene shifts to Seok's funeral. At the funeral, Lee Geum, Seok's boss, and all his employees were present. While these people were talking, Nam Ki-jun arrived, and at Lee Geum's request, everyone bowed their heads before him in grief and respect. A short while later, Nam Ji-jun visits the two chairmen, who were discussing who should be assigned to Seok's job. Nam Ji-jun approaches them and questions them about his brother's death, reminding them that 11 years ago they had made an agreement. "I will stay out of your affairs, but you will protect my brother. Then, tell me what happened to him." Neither of them had any answers. Nam Ki-jun then goes to his brother's house and finds that his brother had prepared a birthday surprise for him. He becomes emotional and decides to confront his brother's killer. Going to the police station, Nam Ki-jun questions the man repeatedly to find out who was behind Seok's death, but he doesn't say anything. And from his words, Nam Ki-jun learns that the killer also has a younger brother. And then what happened? Nam Ki-jun goes in search of him and captures his brother, and later uses him to blackmail the killer into giving up his power. He demands that he reveal who was behind Seok's murder. He claims he doesn't know. He got the job from the dark web. Nam Ki-jun meets the killer's lawyer and asks about the murder. She gives him a business card belonging to a man who had created a dark site called Sim1, where people paid to hire killers. The lawyer says he'll get a lot of information from there. Meanwhile, Lee Gyum, Seok's boss, had also privately launched an investigation into Seok's murder. An investigation into Seok's murder was also underway at the police station. Everyone knew the killer was someone from Bong-san, or Lee Gyum's group. Their conversation reveals that Bong-san and Lee Gyum previously worked for the same gangster. The man left the underworld after his son's death, and since then, the two have risen to power and become enemies in the underworld. GM is tasked with investigating the case. Meanwhile, the man who operated the dark web from which Seok's murder was contracted, his killer, was named Won. Upon hearing Nam Ki-jun's call, he is shocked, and it becomes clear that he not only knew Nam Ki-jun beforehand, but also feared him. When he arrives at his office, he finds all his staff severely beaten, his office destroyed, and Nam Ki-jun already present. Won falls at his feet and begins pleading, begging for his life. Nam Ki-jun gets up and gives him a few punches, forcing him to spill the truth. He reveals that the one who hired Seok's killer was Bong-san's son, Jun-mo. Lee Gyum also learned of this news. The investigator who was giving him this information told him that he should inform the company. Lee Gyum, however, asked him to keep it secret from his own people. They don't know that the GM, the police investigator, was listening everything through a special device he had installed in Lee Gyum's office. Here, we see Lee Gyum immediately set up a meeting with Bong-san and reveal the truth. Your son orchestrated Namji Seok's murder. Bong-san flatly denied that he or his company had anything to do with the murder. While they were still discussing, Nam Ki-jun arrived. He looked Bong-san squarely in the eye and asked, "Are you involved in this murder?" Both of them were startled by his gaze and remained silent. A nervous Bong-san replied, "No." Nam Ki-jun then told him, "I know your son orchestrated this murder. If you're not involved, just sit back and watch." With that, he left. Bong-san, terrified, begs Lee Gyum for help, offering him an entire hotel in return. Bong-san then goes home and personally beats his son, Jun-mo, because what he said in his childhood was unforgivable. Jun-mo shamelessly tells him, "Yes, I killed Namji Seok because he insulted me." Nam Ki-jun then meets an old friend and asks for help. Nam Ki-seok's assistant, also obsessed with avenging his boss, joins Nam Ki-jun, and with the help of a lawyer, they discover Jun-mo's secret location where Bong-san had hidden him. Meanwhile, a man named Yong confronts Lee Gyum saying, "Bong-san didn't treat you well. He broke the agreement he made with you by killing your man. You both had a rule against harming each other's groups. Now the decision is yours. Either forgive him and write a date, or kill Bong-san in his stead and take over his entire business." At this point, it's revealed that police investigator GM was listening to all this. He stands in the building opposite and opens a file containing Lee Gyum's search warrants. To strengthen his position and save his son's life, Bong-san orders a man to kill Nam Ki-jun, but the man refuses because he knows Nam Ki-jun's position. Hearing the man's refusal, Bong-san becomes confused and orders another man to take his son underground. But Jun-mo was unwilling to hide anywhere else. He instead tells people they kill people every day. Why is there such a fuss over this man's murder? During their conversation, Nam Ki-jun arrives at the same hotel and everyone sees him. They panic and attack him together to stop him, but he easily defends himself by grabbing someone's leg or arm, then breaking their legs and arms and throwing them away one by one. Everyone is killed, and in the chaos, Bong-san's men escape with Junmo. Nam-ki-jun has also found Woon, who is trying unsuccessfully to hide from him. Nam-ki-jun tells him, "Only 2 days. You have 2 days. Junmo's location must be on my desk." The scenes cuts, and we are now shown Junmo inside the safe house. Genuinely distraught, he questions one of his men. Are these two brothers? And why is everyone so afraid of them? To explain this, the story flashes back 11 years to the past. Bong-san and Lee Gyum both worked for the same man. Their boss held a high regard for both of them. Lee Gyum, who had come to help his brother get a job, one day helps them in a fight and thus becomes Bong-san and Lee Gyum's right-hand man. During this time, rumors begin to spread within the company that the chairman will give the company to Lee Gyum and Bong-san instead of his son. This news enrages the chairman's son, and he plans to kill both of them. Nam-ki-jun learns of this plan, and to save their lives, murders the chairman's son. Seeing this, Lee Gyum and Bong-san are terrified. They knew the chairman would have them killed, along with Nam-ki-jun. So Bong-san tells Nam-ki-jun to kill the chairman before all three of them die. Following his advice, Nam-ki-jun kills the chairman as well. Now if he wanted, he could have taken over the entire company, but instead of taking over the company, he splits it in half between the two and makes an agreement with them that he will never interfere in their lives. In return, they will take care of his brother and protect him forever, and the two groups will never harm each other. After this agreement, it's revealed that Nam-ki-jun had gone underground. The boy telling Junmo this story explains that he learned from a close associate of the former chairman that Nam-ki-jun didn't actually kill the chairman's son. Now what's the twist? Even he didn't know this. Here, Bong-san reveals the identity of the investigator of Nam Ji-seok's murder. Meanwhile, another of Bong-san's close associates, whom he had ordered to hide Junmo, meets Nam-ki-jun and tells him that he shouldn't harm Nam-ki-jun's entire group. During their conversation, he secretly slips a note to Nam-ki-jun, which contains Junmo's address. Nam-ki-jun then goes to the address to kill Junmo. It discovers that it was a trap set by Junmo himself. Junmo himself had instructed his special agent to do this because he felt that killing Nam-ji-jun would be the ultimate freedom for him. He was no longer able to hide and had tried to escape from his safe house several times, but failed. Let's return to Nam-ji-jun's scene. Assassins attack him as soon as he enters the secret location. Defeating and killing Nam-ki-jun wasn't easy. Nam-ki-jun fights them and kills them. Then, using their phone, he calls Junmo, saying, "I'll reach you soon." Hearing this call, Junmo panics. Meanwhile, Nam-ki-jun is lost in his memories, and through his flashback, we learn a twist. It wasn't Nam-ki-jun who actually killed the chairman's son, but Nam Ji-seok. The scenes return to the present, and we see Bong-san, called the same Yong, who was inciting Lee Gyum-to, fight Bong-san a few scenes ago. Who this man really is will be revealed later. However, Bong-san tells him that he has made a deal with Lee Gyum. There will be no more war between the two groups. The only remaining issue is Nam Ji-jun. Bong-san tells the Yong that it would be best if they handled this matter. Meanwhile, a group of men attack the safe house where Bong-san's son is. It turns out that Junmo himself had called them to attack the house because he wanted to be free. Among those who attacked the safe house was a championship fighter. Junmo offers him 1 billion yuan to kill Nam-ki-jun. We see Junmo having his wounds bandaged. Just then, his friend calls him and tells him to stop all this fighting. He should sit down and have a meeting with these groups. He's just reached his garage while chatting when he sees Junmo, already waiting for him with his fighters. As soon as he arrives, Junmo tells him, "I just want to know Namki's whereabouts from you, nothing more." If you tell me, you'll be spared. Otherwise, you'll be responsible for your own fate." The man becomes enraged and picks up a bat and starts fighting with them. Junmo's special man fights him, and in the process, Nam Ki-jun's friend defeats Junmo's special man. Then Junmo himself enters the fray. Picking up the bat, he swings it and hits Nam Ki-jun's friend, causing him to fall to the ground. His head was bleeding and he was unconscious. When Nam Ki-jun called his friend again, Junmo answered the call. Junmo told him that his friend and a key man of his were killed here. Their fight is over, but our fight remains. So why don't you come to the safe house? Junmo was giving him the address of the safe house because he had already hired fighters to kill Nam Ki-jun. Nam Ki-jun first arrives at his friend's garage and is devastated by the sight of his friend's body. There, he also finds a baseball bat his friend had made for him. He angrily picks up this bat and leaves. A scene is shown of the safe house, where not one, not two, but nearly 100 fighters were present. Junmo tells them that whoever captures Nam Ki-jun alive will be rewarded with billions of yuan, a lot of money. Shortly after, Nam Ki-jun enters the scene. Seeing so many people in front of him, he thinks for a moment, and as they begin attacking him one by one, he begins to defeat them all with his skills. He hits someone on the head with a bat, breaks another's limbs, and when someone tries to attack him, he stabs them in the neck with his knife, killing them. Another man attacks from there, brutally crushing their face against the wall. Seeing so many people die so brutally, the survivors flee in fear. The fighter, whom Junmo had specially hired to kill Nam Ki-jun, arrives, and seeing all this, he tells Junmo that he will now charge double the amount for killing Nam Ki-jun, as he is so skilled. Finally, Nam Ki-jun enters, where he faces a real fighter. This fighter truly matches Jun's abilities. Jun, whose strength has been significantly diminished by previous fights. This fighter overpowers him. The fight continues for a long time, and when Nam Ki-jun realizes he can't fight him anymore, he breaks the steering case, takes the glass from his hand, and stabs the boy in the eye, thus defeating him. After which, he finally confronts Junmo. Junmo, frightened, held his gun with trembling hands. He wanted to kill him, but Nam Ki-jun knocked the gun out of his hands with a single blow. Junmo's breath is drained from him, and he begins begging for his life. He tells him, "Look, even if you kill me, nothing will change. Your brother is already dead. My death won't bring him back to life." Jun doesn't respond to him and hits him with the bat nearby, so hard that Junmo falls over the railing and dies instantly. After killing him, Nam Ki-jun calls his father, Bong-san. Upon receiving the call, Bong-san begins to say, "Look, it wasn't my son who killed your brother." Before he can finish, Nam Ki-jun interrupts him, saying, "There's no point now, because your son is dead too." With this, he hangs up, remembering his brother, who last told him, "We'll see you more often." Nam Ki-jun then leaves in his car, and in the next scene, we see his car involved in an accident. The accident sends his car plunging off a bridge into the river. It's revealed that this accident was also deliberately orchestrated, as the man gets out of the car and calls someone on the phone, informing them that Nam Ki-jun has been killed. The scenes go into flashback, and we're shown the scene when Nam Ji-seok was attacked by several teenagers. The boy who stabbed him in the waist was shown to have not killed Seok. Seok had endured the attack and removed the knife from his own shoulder. However, as he was leaving the elevator, a masked man emerged. He engaged in a fight with Nam Ji-seok and eventually overpowered Nam Ji-seok, stabbing him in the neck. Detective Han was also present at the time, witnessing the entire incident. Nevertheless, the police report stated that Nam Ji-seok was killed by the boys. It is shown that Detective Han told Bong-san all this. Detective Han also played Bong-san, a recording of the man who ordered the murder cover-up, and Bong San immediately recognized the voice. It was Lee Gyum's voice. Well, in the next scene, we see Lee Gyum and Benson at the scene of Nam Ji-jun's car accident. Here, Bong San shamelessly admits to Lee Gyum that he had Nam Ji-jun killed because he had killed his son just yesterday. "You can't sue me for this because I know a secret of yours," he said. "My son did send thugs to kill Nam Ji-seok, but Nam Ji-seok died not at the hands of my son's thugs, but at the hands of someone you sent, and I have evidence against you." Now that Bong San's son had died, due to this misunderstanding, Bong San was furious and ready to fight Lee Gyum. He told him, "If my son is dead, your son will die too." In the next scene, we see the police arrest the entire Bong San group. However, Deputy Prosecutor Jim is enraged that the police didn't arrest Bong San himself. It's revealed that Jim, the deputy prosecutor, is none other than Lee Gyum's son. He wants to not only take over his father's business, but also take over the Bong San group. And this entire plan was somehow orchestrated by him. Meanwhile, we see Lee Gyum meet Yong and tell him, "I know you're the one who killed Nam Ji-seok, and then you bribed Detective Han and had him framed for the murder." He asks him, "Why did you need to kill Nam Ji-seok?" Yong replies, "How can you accuse me? Do you have any proof that I killed Nam Ji-seok? Maybe your son Jim had him killed." The scene's cut, and we're shown Nam Ki-jun, who didn't actually die after falling into the river, but survived. He first goes to meet his brother's assistant and gives him his brother's important belongings. Meanwhile, Won and his companions were discussing the possibility of Nam Ki-jun's death, and peace would be restored, but then Nam Ki-jun arrived, making it difficult for them to even eat. Angrily, Nam Ki-jun demanded that they find out who had orchestrated the attack on him. Meanwhile, at home, Lee Gyum confronted his son, Jim, asking if he had Nam Ji-seok killed and why he captured the Bong San group. Jim bluntly retorted to his father, saying, "Neither did I have Nam Ji-seok killed, nor was it an official order to capture the Bong San group, and I was simply doing my job." Bong San thinks that Lee Gyum was the one who would capture his group through his son, so he went to Lee Gyum's garage, hoping for a fight. Now, he was running out of men. When Lee Gyum and Bong San met, they fought, and Lee Gyum murdered Bong San. On the other hand, we see that Yong was the one most pleased to hear the news of Bong San's murder. It turns out that he incited Bong San against Lee Gyum to provoke a fight, and one of them will be killed. Yong now reveals that he wanted to take over the company of one of the two, and now that Bong San is dead, Bong San's company will become Yong's. We see that there were 3 names on Yong's softboard: Nam Ji-seok, Bong San, and Lee Gyum, and he was now crossing off the second name. It's revealed that Yong had planned all these murders, but he was so clever that he had his plans executed through other people and achieved his goal. 2 people were dead, and now he just had to kill Lee Gyum. We learn that Yong also knows the truth that Nam Ki-jun did not kill the chairman's son. We also learn about Yong's past, that Yong was actually a police officer, and Chairman Oh, the chairman of Bong San and Lee Gyum, had him hired to cover up his crimes. He knew that Nam Ji-seok was the one who killed the chairman's son. Initially, he simply did his job, covering up the crimes of Bong San and Lee Gyum, but the money he earned from this work no longer satisfied his lust. So, years later, he decided to take over their companies and earn all the money himself. When he initially tried to instigate a rift between Bong San and Yong, his attempts failed every time. Instead, his efforts only improved the relationship between Bong San and Lee Gyum. Yong then goes to see Jim and tells him, "Benson is dead. Think about your dad. What should I do with him?" The twist is, that the two were in cahoots. Here, outside the police station, Nam Ki-jun arrives to attack the Yong is saved by a criminal who was already an enemy of Nam Ki-jun. The scene cuts to the next morning. Lee Gyum prepares for the company's board meeting. Jim stops him from leaving and announces that he will be taking charge of the company from now on. Lee Gyum is surprised and asks, "How?" Jim tells him, "You fired me from that company, but I saw my life in that business and that power. That's why I went to the police. After securing my company's records, I monitored the company's situation with Yong, and I can run it better than you." Saying this, he walks into the company's board meeting and informs everyone that he is the new chairman. Many board members try to leave, but Jim's growling voice forces everyone back down. Meanwhile, Yong fears for his life from Nam Ki-jun, as he has learned that Nam Ki-jun has discovered that he killed his brother. That's why Nam Ki-jun's enemy, who had saved Yong the previous night, hires him as his driver and security guard. At Nam Ki-jun's behest, one's men relentlessly pursue Yong and inform him of his location. When Nam Ki-jun arrives at his building to kill him, he encounters his own enemy. It turns out that Nam Ki-jun had cut off his hand 11 years ago, leading to a very difficult life. He tells him, "You could have killed me that day instead of cutting off my hand. But today I will take revenge for all the torture you inflicted on me." He begins to fight Nam Ki-jun with his broken hand, and when he finally fails to defeat him, he stabs himself with a knife in a fit of rage. It was shown that Yong had arrived at Lee Geum's house to kill him. This led to a fight between Lee Geum and Yong, who pushed Lee Geum away and ultimately shot him to death. Unfortunately for Nam Ki-jun, he arrived at the murder scene just in time for the police to arrive, and Nam Ki-jun was arrested for Lee Geum's murder. Yong was quite clever. He also sneaked out of the police uniform and later appeared unaware. Furthermore, it was shown that Jim listened to every detail of his father's murder through a recorder in his room, and he felt no sorrow for his father's death. Instead, he orchestrated his own death. While Nam Ki-jun was at the police station, Yong approached him, laughing and mocking him, saying, "Look what a terrible thing happened to you. You didn't find anything, and your brother is gone. You know I was the one who planned to kill him." We then see Nam Ki-jun being taken away in a car. The car passes through a tunnel, and as the tunnel closes behind him, Nam Ki-jun realizes something is fishy. This was actually a plan to kill him. Upon realizing this, Nam Ki-jun starts fighting with everyone and causes the car to crash, fleeing. Just then, another car pulls up in front of him. Woon emerges from inside. He hands Nam Ki-jun some important items and tells him to get away. "I will spread the news of your death everywhere, and after a while, I will also leave Korea because I am tired of this." Meanwhile, the police have learned of Yong's misdeeds and raid his office. Meanwhile, Jim is in a car and meets the assassin. It's revealed that Yong and Jim had actually used this assassin to kill Nam Ji-sok. Jim then gives him a new identity and says, "If you kill Yong, I'll have all charges against you dropped." A flashback shows Jim warning Yong that a police investigation was underway against him. He told him, "I can stop this investigation if you help me." The twist is that the plan we've been thinking of as Yong's for the past half season was actually Jim's. He wanted Lee Geum and Bong San to meet and then kill Nam Ji-sok, blaming Junmo for his murder. Since Nam Ji-sok was Lee Geum's associate, this could spark a gang war between the two gangs. Yong wasn't so foolish. He recorded the entire conversation and stored it on a USB stick. Young secretly delivers this USB to Jim, letting him know that if he gets caught, Jim will also be caught. We then see Lee Geum's funeral, where a conspiracy was at play, and a plan was underway to conceal everything. A member of Jim's staff was carrying the golf club package containing the USB, but then Nam-ki-jun attacks him. He easily kills the man holding the bag, but then the same assassin who killed Nam Ji-sok arrives. As he reveals this to Nam-ki-jun, Nam-ki-jun becomes enraged and, in a fit of rage, easily kills him while stabbing him. Yong was watching all this on CCTV, entered the basement and immediately fired 2 shots at him. Despite being wounded, Nam-ki-jun fought back, ultimately killing him with a single step. Even after this, when he was still not satisfied, he fired 2 shots at Yong. After this, we see Nam-ki-jun visit Lee Gum's funeral. He pays respects and tells Jim that they will definitely meet again. With this, he leaves. Inside, Jim is shown meeting with his deputy prosecutor. He offers to take over the Bong San group while he manages the Lee Gum's group. This way, they will make a lot of money together. They are in the police, and no one will be able to catch them. During their plan, we see Namji meet with Nam Ji-seok's assistant. He gives the assistant the USB he stole from Young's golf package, which contained evidence against everyone. After giving this USB, he returns to his village. Meanwhile, it is shown that the Bong San and Lee Gum companies have emerged under a new name. The leader, none other than Jim, delivers his first speech, declaring that every illegal act can be made legal. We will bring a new culture to this company and take it to new heights of progress. Everything seemed perfect, but no one knew what was about to happen. Nam Ji-seok's assistant gives the USB stick containing the evidence to the lawyer, who, through a journalist, circulates it in the media and on social media. The news spreads rapidly, and everyone who attended the company meeting begins to leave. The deputy prosecutor also becomes angry with Jim, leading Jim to murder him in a fit of rage. Seeing this, Jim's special assistant asks him to go underground until all this gets clear. Meanwhile, Nam-ki-jun arrives. Jim's special assistant tells Nam-ki-jun, "I know you've come to meet Jim. Let me take you to him." Saying this, he pushed Nam-ki-jun forward and then stepped back and stabbed him. Nam-ki-jun staggered into Jim's office. Jim welcomed him and told him, "Today I've won everything is in my hands. Power, advancement, but now none of this seems to have any value. Even though I loved winning so much." Saying this, he raised his gun to kill himself. But Nam-ki-jun snatched the gun from his hand and cuts the veins in his hands with a knife. So that he wouldn't have a comfortable death, he died in agony. The scene cuts to Nam-ki-jun in his village, at the same campsite where he was sitting with his brother, Nam Ji-seok. At the beginning of the movie, he dies remembering his brother, and the season ends with his death and the devastation of everyone.